back to the guy on the couch commentary. Today I'll be talking about what am I commentating on one of my favorite boxers, Floyd Money Mayweather. Pretty boy Floyd during this time period of his career. He's known for his defense, footwork. I think of it best as tempo control. I think he has the best tempo control I've ever, any fighter ever. The only person that ever pushed him, made him work, was Maidana. That was it. And he had this weird clubbing overhand that was working, and it's it was so weird. It's so high arcing that it's something that someone like Floyd, who's seen pretty much everything, hadn't seen it before and wasn't dealing with it right. Couldn't shoulder roll it appropriately. It took him time to adjust to it. So before he could start countering off of it, so he just put on his heels and against the ropes a lot. But for everybody else, he basically controls the pace. Period. It's a Floyd fight. It's never anybody else's fight. So here we all are gonna watch, which younger fighters can learn something from that. We're gonna watch the Diego Corrales fight, which ends very sweetly. Pure boxing thing. We're watching commentary, at least for this first part of the video. We're just starting it now. I'll skip the intro. And we're starting. Bell is about to ring to sync up. And 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, so now you're synced up. Gained 16 pounds. Advantage to the much bigger Corrales. That quick hook by Floyd, so good. So it's like I always call it a setup hook. But if you land the setup hook over and over again, regardless of each other right hand afterwards, you're going to start doing some damage, especially when you have the hand speed of Floyd Mayweather. He was very light back then, so his movement was really, really good. It looked ridiculous how fast his feet were. Also, I really think that he attacked the body a bit more than was earlier in his career. Because he was trying to wear people down. He was trying to not just control the fight and keep them at distance, but also and just outpoint them. But he was trying to end the fight. And then a little later on, it was like he just ended the fight sometimes because someone gave him something perfect, and then he's like, all right, I'll take it. But this is still in the time where he was looking for knockouts. Because he was trying to get people to care about him, See how that jab to the bodies really didn't work. And that's a great little combination, regardless if you throw it one and then the other, or together. Jab to the body and then overhand, right? It's a great combination. Again, regardless if it's together or not. So he's just jab it to the body, and then he just lowers levels and then throws overhands. It's a real simple combination, very effective. Old George Foreman commentating. It's one of my favorites.
That was easy work. It was like a walk in the park. Corrales said, how can you possibly remember that? I don't care about what I did in sparring yesterday.
It's a great shift right hand just to get on the inside. So it's kind of like a blitz right hand. Later on in his career, he grabs, but in the beginning, he would just do it and look for the guy to get off position and then throw like a hook or something afterwards. Hey, let Corrales work.
got that much weight for Corrales has, he is probably 100% stronger than Mayweather. Got to use your strength, though. You can't really just stand in front of him.
So easy round for Floyd. But Corrales did land a shot or two. Did something. Oh, this is the crazy era where the outfits that they had, man, and the zebra print, and the guy has like a captain's hat on. That's awesome. Oh yeah, I love the guy. I think he's like the bucket man. I think maybe he's a cut man. I don't know. He's like a Puerto Rican guy or a Cuban. I'm not sure, but he has that really high pitch way of talking while he's doing it, and he's so motivational. I don't know. You'll hear it. He'll get even louder as the fight goes on.
I don't see it yet.
A spoiler: Floyd wins this, since he's won every fight. So.
He said that Floyd Mayweather would have paid him 2%.
Can't touch in the body.
He also said that Floyd was a total gentleman about the situation. This is business. When Miguel went to Floyd and explained what was going on.
Learning how to jab when you're backing up, learning when to move laterally instead. Beautiful. There's a hook moving to the left, and he's able to jump back to the right. That's hard to do. That's very high athleticism. It takes a lot of energy to do that. That's why it's not taught. Things that aren't taught are basically the things that cost way more energy than generally they're how useful they are. So you're not going to knock anybody out going the wrong direction on a hook, but it might distract the person enough to not get hit. And if you have the cardio to throw stuff like that out, you have that cardio. And if you have the athleticism to pull it off, you have that athleticism, Nice job. Yeah, this is still the time where Mayweather had that left arm going back and forth, swinging it around as a way to kind of feint if he's going to act like he's going to throw a hook or not, or just a jab. Yeah. That's why he keeps letting me on that hook. Oh, nice right hand, and then he doesn't need to duck under because he was so fast. He just moved right out of the way. Yeah, anybody moving that fast is going to hit you. It's going to be hard. It's impossible to not be hard. Hit hard when your hand speeds that fast. It's just, his arm has to weigh like 2 pounds for it not to hurt you. That's 1 kilogram. So you gotta duck under underhook grab the same way DC does. Oof. He's popping with our hand. He's toiling. Yeah, see, this is a setup hook. Instead of throwing the right hand behind it, or the uppercut, because he ducked his head, he just forearm on the back of the neck. So useful to zap your opponent's energy. All striking artists should have, training where they get their neck wore on. I mean, if you're sparring people that don't know how to do that and don't wear you out via pushing your head down and basically wearing out your back and your neck, then you gotta train for it specifically and get people to hang on your neck gently but for real long periods of time, and then go to hit the bag or So like, let them hang on your neck, throw a combination, hang on the guy's neck. So like, let's finish a combination with like getting into a tie clinch or like a collar tie or something like that, and you gotta roll out of it and then throw your combination back, and then you do that back to them. So they wear their neck out and wear their lower back out, and they get used to throwing strikes while you're in that scenario. It's hard too, like, people are great at throwing punches and stuff like that when they're, when they're just hitting the pads or in the bag or shadowboxing, but they don't know how to like re-loosen up after they've gotten done like doing clinch work. Ooh, that's a beautiful combination. Left to the body, left to the head, right hook. Boom.
As I said in the second round, he's developed the tempo out. He's moving in, taking advantage of his opportunities when they're there. And Corrales can scarcely find the moment to throw a punch. I think he can give away 2 in a round.
Yeah, he's making Corrales have to actually think a lot more than he probably is used to. Because not only is Floyd moving all around, but he's also, pumping out the jabs, so he's just pawing, and then he's throwing it hard once in a while, he's throwing that hook, and he's doing a lot of things. And just keep mixing it up, it makes the other person tired. They keep thinking of new things, and then they think about something else. And this is them just trying to like even have the simplest offense. So if you're trying to like attack someone and they're keeping you busy thinking about stuff, well, you're definitely not. You don't have the time first off to do a setup of your own. So then you're thinking about like countering, but you can't counter Floyd like this. He's too fast. And so you really just have to kind of, in a sense, be dumb and just start throwing some punches. Keep your chin down and throw something. Once you get in range, just you can't set up too much. You just can't set up. And also, again, it makes you tired, and you're trying to think of like, how do I hit him instead of just throwing. So that's Corrales' problem. He wants to like do all these stutter things. Once he gets in range, then he's going to do his setup. So he's not getting in range and throwing like a Mexican boxer style where they're just like, okay, now I can hit you, I'm gonna hit you. He's getting close to him, and then once he gets within range of Floyd, then he goes to his setup and his little head movements and stuff. But then Floyd's just hitting him one time and then moving away. So Corrales is just chasing him around the ring, corralling him. Yeah, well, he thinks that like doing the little head movement, and little flinching and stuff like that will stop Floyd from moving because it'll make Floyd like start thinking. But he's already past that. Like once he sees you, that's the only thing. You're never gonna just throw. You're always gonna like do something and then throw. Well, then he knows that as soon as you start moving your head around, he can just hit you because you're not gonna be throwing anything. So, which is something to know. Sometimes you just got to attack, not have like some spectacular setup. Sometimes you don't have that opportunity, We're going to commercial. It's like commercials within the actual fight. So that means that it should be like ending sort of. Yeah. Alright. So just not get to hear the cornerman that time. And this early, Floyd still did the long guard later on, but. Oh, Sarah. He's on the drum 11 jabs in the first 3 rounds by Copybox numbers. Happy round to score. Okay, champ. 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing in favor of the champion, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Champ, you go up this ring, champ. Decide, where's that champ? You gotta get away. sweet baby. Oh, he's loud. Alright, what are we at? Round 4, 222, 221, 20, 19, 18. Corrales is pressuring him, but not getting anything. Corrales is getting some work in, actually. Oh. But Mayweather gets these like flashy, boxing moments, and that's actually it generally wins more of the favor of judges than the stuff Corrales pulled off. I'd say probably Corrales did a little bit more damage in that last sequence, but Floyd's really good at getting just off angle, so he never gets hit truly cleanly. See, now Corrales has started with the jab instead of a set-up move with the actual just jabs, not head movement, just jab, and then came in and got him against the ropes. He just couldn't do anything with it, but that's the kind of thing you do. See, he's too slow to counter Floyd like that. The only way you can counter Floyd like that is if you just believe that he's going to throw something, you make a read and just go for it. Not try to shoulder roll a Floyd Mayweather jab and then try to hit him afterwards. That's not happening. You're not fast enough. You gotta know whether or not you're the faster fighter. That's something you just need to know. Because certain things work when you're faster, and certain things don't work when you're not faster, when you're slower guy. Mayweather generally does like just a few things, but his timing is always different. And he knows when he's like not gonna be able to fire, and he's gonna get the other guy's ready to attack before he's gonna throw. So he barely ever engages in 50-50s or what I call brawling. Like brawling is basically like, oh, is this a 50-50? I don't know if he's gonna hit me or I'm gonna hit him. I don't know if he's going to be defensive, or if I'm going to be I should be defensive, or whatever. That's brawling. Whenever that occurs, that's a brawl. So for however long that happens. So yeah, Floyd doesn't engage him. He knows when the other guys might be offensive. He says, I'll challenge your offense with my defense. I have a good enough defense that I'm not worried about it. And that's a lot of respect for his own defense. A lot of fighters don't have that. They say, okay, well, if he's going to be throwing, I should be throwing too. Might as well. But again, that's how you can control the pace. He knows how to, after moving away, after defending, then he can move away and then slow the pace back down. Because you can't just run after him the whole time, because if you do, you're going to get exhausted and run into things.
Well, in round 4 by County Bucks numbers, Mayweather outlanded Corrales 22-7. Diego's only averaging 22 punches a round. And you heard his father/trainer Ray Wood say,
he turned him. Now he gets the whole ring because he did that little turn. That gives him so much tactical advantage. Clinched him, turned him, and then in the corner, and now had the whole ring to run around in. Landed 6 shots before Corrales was able to get him back to the ropes. And then when Corrales fired, he still missed.
Bringing combination, stop trying to throw one shot at a time. When he's able to put his punches together, Corrales' power is explosive. But when a man is as quick and elusive as Floyd Mayweather Jr.,
Floyd just stopped throwing to the body for some reason. He got a good jab to the body, Corrales bang to the body against the ropes. That's generally what you got to do. You got someone good like Floyd. You get him to the ropes, hit him in the body, I mean, it's that simple.
To the stomach of your opponent. You can easily come back upstairs with a left hook because his right hand automatically goes down for protection.
Yes, yeah. Digging that underhook like Floyd does in the clinch is the thing of beauty. That's at least as high level, if not higher, than DC's underhook. Because he's not only that, he's doing it with a glove on, you know, with a full-size boxing glove. He just digs that underhook immediately and controls him. So knowing, like, being able to switch between the two, either or all three. He's got the forearm. He puts it in your throat, like kind of like it's actually like more the top of the tricep. Sometimes it's the forearm, but it's a lot of times it's the top of the tricep. And then like by the elbow, and then it's not really the elbow. It's tricep mostly. And then there's the forearm that he puts on the back of your head, or he gets that underhook. So it's all left hand, doing all the initiating of the clinches, because it's the closest arm. It's so smart how fast he does it, and what he switches between when he gets inside like that, when someone else gets inside or he gets inside. He rarely breaks the distance. Generally, when he's breaking the distance, he always ends up putting his forearm on the back of their neck, the back of their head, to where he jumps in with a hook, and the guy ducks, and he puts the forearm there. He jumps in with the hook, and he's still standing there, and just spins out of it somehow, magically. Or I guess if the guy keeps firing from then he gets his underhook. Oh, all right. Part one. This is. Let's see where this is. Around. Doing a little replay. Corrales missing. Either getting rolled or shoulder rolls or just little head movements as he's backing up. And this is the beginning of round 6. We'll start back over there.